I call it criminal. It's criminal losing a child, a man or a woman of that age. It's extremely heavy. I keep saying it's heavy, it's heavy, it's heavy. And I think it's one time I was telling somebody at a Khan hospital that at some point I lost my faith. I must confess this in the church. And I was like, God, why are you taking away my son? We watched Cedric go and go and go. His vitals fading one by one, with his sons, with his father, with his sisters. What I can tell you is that Cedric went well knowing that he was loved, not only his
I saw how Cedric's mom broke down after revealing that that was the only son she had. You know, it's every dream of a parent not to be buried by his son or daughters, whereas it is a dream for the daughters and sons to bury their mothers. That is the natural order. My mother would be unhappy if I buried she or he buried me. But of course, even amid sadness, every child will want to bury their parents because parents have seen the world, they are older, etc. So for a mom losing his only son, it is so emotional. Cedric's mom made an eulogy which was emotional. Okay? In fact, away from politics, I saw Cedric's mom breaking down. For those who have never lost any loved one, you don't know how it feels. As we speak, right now, I lost my father when I was 1 day old. Although I wouldn't see the sadness, but I grew up in sadness. But seeing a parent burying his son or daughter is so heartbreaking. Okay? So I'm going to play a video of Cedric's mom eulogizing. It was so emotional. Here's the tape.
I was in Malaysia with Susan Muhezi on duty and many other people. And I was told that Cedric wasn't well. He had flown Kigali for Kilian's tennis tournament. But I could not imagine that he was actually that ill that he would even pass away. It never crossed my mind. From Kuala Lumpur, Malaysia, I was supposed to travel another country, but I rerouted a ticket. I remember having arrived in Entebbe on a Saturday. Sunday morning, I booked a flight to Kigali. The morning flight actually I missed because I was a bit late. I took the afternoon flight. And I found Cedric in the hospital in King Faisal, Kigali. Thanks to my family in Kigali was looking after him. Dr. Kaberuka, I want to thank you. Frank, Josefa, Dawn, many of you who were in Kigali, including family, friends, and other members. I want to appreciate you because you are the first people who tried to come to his rescue when he was taken ill. I want to thank you, Dawn, because it was your doctor, Dr. Sam, and I want to thank for him, that treated him, that actually discovered the problem Cedric had. He had had a heart failure, and I can tell you as a mother that I had never seen Cedric in hospital. He was never a sickly person. He was full of energy, he was strong. And so they told me the seriousness of his sickness, but you can't believe it. I still had hope that Cedric will pull through. To cut the story short, they did what they could. Eventually, they referred us to Nairobi, and with his friends in Kampala, in Kenya, my sons, where are you? Kasuja, Costa, Humphrey. Where are you? Are you all here? Simon. There are two Simons. One Simon is not here. I flew with him from Kigali on air ambulance, and it was 2 hours flight because it's small aircraft. I was horrified. I didn't think I'd make it to Nairobi. I kept asking the medical people we had on board, but I could see the oxygen levels and all those things. Well, okay, and we were talking. I was talking to Cedric. And with God's grace, we landed in Nairobi. We found his sister Siki, who lives in Nairobi. Siki, where are you? She's here. She had prepared with Aga Khan to receive us. The rest will get here when time is right. What I want to tell you is that I thank God, and that's why I said what I want to thank God for having blessed me with Cedric. And I'm happy that he's left behind Amani, Kilian, Shema. In you, Cedric lives. You know how much your dad, you know he was my friend, and I know how much he cared for you. I will try to do what I can to support you. Together with your aunties and uncles, we cannot be Cedric, we cannot be your father, but to know that you are loved, and you always be loved. Come home every Sunday, because I know sometimes you don't want to eat proper food, you want to eat junk food. But we can always order Kentucky Fried Chicken, and we share it. So mothers in this who are seated here, you know what it means. The pain a mother goes through to have a baby. And losing a baby, losing a child, I call it criminal. It's criminal losing a child, a man or a woman of that age. It's extremely heavy. I keep saying it's heavy, it's heavy, it's heavy. And I think it's one time I was telling somebody at a Khan hospital that at some point I lost my faith. I must confess this in the church. And I was like, God, why are you taking away my son? We watched Cedric go and go and go. His vitals fading one by one, with his sons, with his father, with his sisters. What I can tell you is that Cedric went well knowing that he was loved, not only his family, but his friends who were also in Nairobi. And by the way, who flew in coming to see Cedric. There are even those who came to Kigali when you actually thought was just he was going to get better, but they still came. I thank you, my sons. Please continue being my sons, and I'll continue to love you. I'll continue to welcome you to my house. Thank you very much for being Cedric's friend and support. It actually comforted me when Cedric passed, because some of you were there. And it gave me strength. So for that, once again, I say thank you. I say thank you to church. I thank you to my friends in this church, people we work together, people who I really want to thank you very much. And for those of you who sent messages, who called, unfortunately, I wasn't able to take calls. I know there are many calls that I wasn't able to answer, but know that I received them and I acknowledge them when I'm able to read. And I want to thank you very much. Thank you once again. My girls, my grandchildren, we thank you and we always love.
That is Cedric's mom. A parent burying a daughter or a son, it is so bad. Okay? Only God knows what these parents are passing through. Although it is also my prayer. I don't know where we got these things, especially in the Christian faith. If a person dies, and we are copying that from the whites, they take too long without burying him. Some people spend 2 weeks and week. How can you eulogize for a week? I don't think it is normal. Have you ever been in a family where they have spent with one of their their loved ones? Even the sorrow goes away. Okay, it is now coming to the second week when ever since Cedric died and is yet to be buried. So what is behind the Christmas face taking 2 long weeks? Okay, with their loved ones. I don't think it is logical. First of all, you end up spending more. Okay, but also moving the dead body from one place to another, from church to houses to what? I don't think it is okay. Of course, that's my opinion. Do me a favor by commenting about this. Thank you very much for listening in. If this is your first time on this YouTube channel, I am please subscribe, like, and comment so that I can be motivated to do more of such videos. Let me also take this opportunity to tell you that I'll be running as a member of parliament for Makinde East constituency 2026. I'm going to come back and ask for your vote so that we can redeem this country. I'll see you on another one. Peace.